Right, in a CV boot. I'm just a sucker for silicone. Silicone grease. Okay, a bit of dirt here. So I'm going to clean that with brake cleaner. Put this in vice. Right, this bit got inverted inside, so wasn't good. Right. So let's put the boot in this narrowing here. Fiddly little thing. Ah. Right, so I just need to get these two lugs onto first two holes, right, like that, and then hopefully I'm not going to ruin it. There you go. That's one tight joint. So now slide this on. Ready? Take the grease bag. Just going to cut this bit better with knife. Just want to pack the bearings. I know it's all going to. Now I'm just going to pack it all up with grease. I know as soon as it starts moving around, the grease is going to go everywhere because there's nowhere else to go. But it just makes me feel better. Get my fingers dirty as well. Get this grease right in there. It's not like an engine part that's going to be spinning hundreds of times a minute. It's a CV joint. Now the rest is just going to pack around and around. Then whatever is left over, I'm going to pack into the socket in the other part of the drive shaft. Now got our CV joint. Just want to make sure that all the grease is inside of the boot rather than outside of the boot. And right. Right, that's good there. Now I need to swing this outer way. Right, that's in. Now let's get this boot on. Can't really see very well. This clip, right, that's it. Clip out of the way. The boot can only go one way. For some reason, it doesn't like it. Or does it? No, it doesn't. Right. Wipe my hands. Now it's gonna be tricky part. It's how to access this tight spot with crimping pliers. Let's see. I'll be able to get it from here. Suppose so. Could also maybe get it from the top. Okay. Okay. Could try from the top. So I need to turn this clip. Tight. Probably would be easy if I did the whole thing out of the car. But I'll get it done, I'll get it done. All this needs patience. Right. What I'll do is I'll move camera out the way, because I'm sort of hugging it. Tripod and camera and everything trying to work over it. So just move that out of the way. But you get a story. You need to get that nice and tight onto the groove and then crimp it. Right, the clip is on, boot is on, sitting on nicely in a groove. Struggling a bit. Let's see if I can do it from underneath. If I can spin that. See it, but can I? I think I can. Just need to move camera again. Hopefully you can see it from there. Yes. Yes. Camera off the stand. Here it is, crimped nicely. So that's done. Whoopa. Right, now that's done. Now I'm just gonna put this on, and also the little ball joint. It's all coming together now. So again, we got 5mm Allen key, 18mm spanner. Lock the center with Allen key. I forgot to say, for the bottom subframe, all the bolts, torque in Newton meters is tight. Same as this. Tight. There's no way I could put torque wrench on any of them bolts on the subframe, so I just made it tight. It's pretty much in the same place. In the old indentation. That's it. Done. So, rebushings are done. It's all been put back together. Inner CV boot's been replaced. Drive shaft's been put in. Also, power steering reservoir has been fixed, and steering column has been fixed back on. Now I can put the bumper back on, and I've got a few things. One of them is relay for fan, for radiator fan, that needs replacing. Thermostat housing, because this one is gone. It's like a misaligned there, and the lid doesn't really work well. But for that I need to take all this out, so I'm not gonna try to strip too much. I'm gonna put some of these other things back together before I come to that. Also need to drain down coolant or water once or twice again, just to flush to rinse all the old antifreeze coolant. Okay, so that will be done later on as one of the later things. So now I got to do either brakes, clean up all the discs and cradles and calipers and put them all back together. Either that or do exhaust. Don't know, I'll do the brakes. But I will also drain the brake lines out of the brake fluid, because it's old and dirty. And also this pipe here is corroded. I'm gonna see if I can clean it, either clean it if it's just a surface or replace it. I think it's a bit more than surface. I think it's a bit more than surface. I'll have to have a look, because that's the one that goes up here and then goes into ABS pump. So I could either replace it all the way into here or put a joiner somewhere there. I mean, take it out, put a joiner there, and then replace the bottom bit. Yeah, I can clean all these discs. Now there's one little thing here. That's why I'm thinking maybe to leave exhaust for one of the last things to do, because is when I was underneath, I looked up behind there, and all this is looking okay, looking great. The fuel lines, fuel tank straps, they're all okay. The floor looks okay. That's the cradle's been done, the sills looking okay, but when I come to that part there, that doesn't look good. So I think the question is it just surface pitting or is it rotten? Also there. So I think I'll have to take exhaust off and then probably take this rear frame out, subframe out. I didn't really want it to do that, but I think it's the best thing to do. So I think I can put front brakes together and then take the old exhaust off, make room for taking that rear subframe out, because that doesn't look good. I just don't want to come into a position where, you know, take it for MOT and they go, oh yeah, everything's fine, but that day is rubbish. And to be honest with you, it is rubbish. I can see that. Don't need anyone else to tell me that's rubbish. Now for exhaust, that's a little cut. There it's coming down from exhaust manifold, from engine. Little flexi pipe there, and then we got cut. We got our sensor here. It looks like I think that's, well, could be O2 sensor or it could be temperature sensor. So we got then this joint here. It is rusty screws, bolts. So I think I'll have to apply some heat to that and get that apart. Now another thing, this is, look how close I am to the floor of the car. That's why I can't get really good photos and videos. So if I just do that wide angle, so I got this part of the frame that holds the central part of the exhaust. Don't know if you can be seen there. Got like rubber there and rubber there with a bit of, looks like a rebar thing. See that? That holds the exhaust. So I have to take that out. And then there's some brackets out to the back there as well. So I'm gonna do this bit first, do the rear brackets, and then do the central exhaust carrier. Right, top nut is gone with the heat. Still smoking. I don't know, can you be seen? I sprayed it with some of the lube just to cool it down a bit. It's still smoking. So that was heat, really lots of heat, and then impact driver. Now this bottom one I'm gonna try again. If it doesn't go, I'll have to cut it. There you go, done. That one had to be cut off. It's the bottom one. This cutter, thin blade. Oh, I'm so grateful to the load that I managed to undo the top one, because that one would be very hard to cut. So that's the top one. Managed to undo that one. Bottom one had to cut. So now just slackening off these bolts on this middle carrier. Oh god, it's just 10mm, 6 of them, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Rear end was only held by this bit here. I literally cut it off. Look, completely rotten. Right, let's pull it out. Oh. Yep. Definitely had it. Big hole. Okay. So gonna take it off here. Clean up this carrier plate. I even spray coat it. And then, as I said, I'm not going to do it now because I have to take some more stuff off. Yeah, so it is in line. It appears to be same angle. Yeah, new silencer is smaller. I don't really care about that, as long as it fits and does the job. Alright, exhaust is out. Sprayed some lubricant on these fixings that's holding a heat shield, and 2 over there. So I'm gonna try to undo them and take heat shield out. Right, heat shield is off. And to be honest with you, the body is not that bad. Really, it's just this rear frame. Yeah, it's getting dark already. Well, it's not that dark outside, but underneath the car it's getting dark. I've got my flash on, so yeah, I'll carry on tomorrow. I'll have to disconnect the brakes, brake lines, and then just keep on bolting. I can see there's 1 bolt there, a couple of bolts there on the upper part of the shock absorber. There's a fuel tank here is connected to it, so I might need to prop the fuel tank with something, then undo that. And I got, what's that, 2 or 3 bolts out there. I can see 3 bolts. So there's one there in the corner, second one there, and a third one there. So that's 3 bolts there. 1 bolt for the fuel tank strap, 1 bolt there, and couple bolts up on the shock absorber. And the whole thing, well, that's per side, and then the whole thing should come down. And I don't think it's going to be too heavy to manhandle it. Then I can get it out in the back, behind the car, clean it all up, inspect it, check it, paint it, protect it for rust, and put it all back together. Right. That's for tomorrow or the day after. Depends how I feel.